Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And today we are going to look at Bitcoin. Is it Groundhog Day? Where are we today with Bitcoin, and how does it compare to where we were exactly in the last few cycles? And certainly with Groundhog Day, if you've seen the movie, if you haven't, add to your watch list. Not financial advice. That's definitely just for entertainment purposes and educational purposes only, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. So certainly watch your Groundhog Day movie for entertainment purposes, but waking up repeating the same thing over and over again. And are we seeing that with Bitcoin? Are we seeing that for October? What is the next levels there? We're going to check out the charts in a moment. I want to welcome you from wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. If you are a regular watcher, you know what I'm saying, smash those likes. This helps get this content out to more people and certainly does help support the channel. Love all the comments, kind words, encouragement that are left. I respond to each and every one of them, and I do get back to the questions in the comments as soon as I'm able to. Check out my cheat sheet below. I get asked about that almost every single day, so I'll keep sharing. Those of you who are new and not sure where that is, that's linked in the description below. You can find lots of useful links and other things there, including a link into the Discord. And a lot of the charts that I share here on this show and on the altcoin show in a few hours are actually shared in the Discord early in the morning. So you can get access to that as soon as I post them. So check that link out to the most incredible Discord, the Stocks with Josh Discord there. I'm in that crypto channel there daily. Okay, so training, just a quick update on that. If you didn't see my video yesterday, I did email everybody back who had emailed me up to yesterday. And I said, check your spams, check your junk, because I hadn't heard back from some of you. And lo and behold, some of you found my email in your junk and spam folder. So please check that. If you emailed me yesterday, I haven't gotten back to all of you. I'm still working through that wait list there. You're on the wait list, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you don't know what I'm talking about, see yesterday's video or see below. I've got some instructions on how you can contact me for some one-on-one training. Okay, so let's jump into some news, and then we're going to jump into the charts. Bitcoin in March Bitcoin in March of this year was at 72,000, and the Coinbase App Store ranking was 20. Bitcoin is now 68K, and the Coinbase App Store ranking is 440. Price is almost the same, but retail isn't back. Got scared away with the dump and sideways movement, and so the feeling is that retail isn't back. We are still early for this takeoff into the second part of the bull run, the parabolic phase there. And so that was just some interesting data there. Also, there are new whale wallets now hold 1.97 million Bitcoin. Each has over 1,000 Bitcoin. Average, imagine, you want one Bitcoin, they have 1,000 each on average. And the average coin age is under 155 days. So new whales have absolutely been adding Bitcoin while retail has been dumping. Sadly, they have been adding. So their Bitcoin balance surged 813% year to date, taking up 9.3 of the total supply, valued at $132 billion today. This is why it's called the reaccumulation. And we are, in my opinion, are we about to leave? Are we about to leave the reaccumulation zone and step into the parabolic phase of the Bitcoin cycle? So is it Groundhog Day? Let's look at this next chart. Bitcoin is exactly where it was at the same time in the two previous cycles. Do you know what happens next? Here we go. Current cycle, previous two cycles. What happens next? And there, the little teal, is it teal, light blue, sky blue, teal? That's the current cycle, and these are the previous two cycles. This is a bit of an outlier here, so we'll look at more at this one. But this is something that we saw in the previous two cycles there. And so, yes, we're Groundhog Day right now. Bitcoin is exactly where it needs to be, at exactly the spot it was in the previous two cycles. And so right now we are still currently waking up with it's Groundhog Day. And I expect that to continue through the rest of the cycle, which means somewhere between now and around the end of October, we should see, and we're starting to see it. Let's not fool ourselves, because we're going to jump into the charts here, but we're starting to see it. Here it is here on the 11th of October. We went down to 58,900, and we're already up at 67,200 with a tribal trades trend line strikes again. It's a double strike, because we first of all, we got rejected from it. We got rejected over here, by the way, and more rejection over here. Okay, and we did break down from it here, and we came up and got another rejection here. And when we broke through it, we went up to the top line. But let's come back. We broke through it. What did we hit? The other tribal trades trend line to the upside here. There we go. If we come back here, we also have been rejected from that trend line here and here and here and here. So we've had, and here. So we've had a numerous amount of, it's time for a breakthrough, I would say. I'm believing for a breakthrough there. So what we've got here. So right now it's retesting the trend line here. So we could trade this little gap. The entry is here at 67,200. Now you can go down to the 15-minute chart, 67,200, to see if we can get a retest here of this line. And we see that we kind of did a few times as we came down. We got a retest, went up a little bit, failed the retest, came back up, got another retest. And right now we are just flirting with this line right here. Certainly we could come down and hit the 66 level here. We've got the 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame. We've got a little bit of Lux Algo. This is a very short time frame here. If we look at the 1 hour chart, we can see here again is that we haven't we had a little bit of a successful retest here and went up, and then we got pushed down. We got the top of the EMA bands here that is acting as resistance on the 1 hour. This is why I do like to go to different charts here. If you look on the 2 hour, this EMA band is acting as support. So you can see, you can learn quite a lot from going to the different time frames here. I do get asked what different time frame I trade on. It just really depends whether it's swing, day trading, or for hodl. But also I think you can move and you can use them all on the different portfolios there. So if you can see there right now on the 4 hour, we're coming in for a retest right now. If we hold that level, then we can look to trade it up to here. Now listen, you don't have to wait for the retest. You can believe that this is going to hold and make an entry here, but just make sure you put a stop loss here. You might want to put a stop loss at if it loses 67, okay, you can put a stop loss, but or you can go a little bit lower here and be a little bit less aggressive and put your stop loss under 66,700. So this is here. So there's a few ways to trade it. Obviously, you can trade before it breaks, which is here. So you can see this and go, this is bullish. We've got this massive wick here. That's very bullish. And so we could say, hey, I'm going to enter here because I'm going to front run it. And that's called front running. And then you break to the upside. Obviously, there's not a retest until it's after it's gone to 68. So you've missed that trade. So sometimes I like to front run it with a stop loss. So you'd front run this, add the trade here, put a stop loss below it, and then you write it up and you take profit. Or you can wait for a break. And as it breaks, you can take the trade. Don't wait for the retest. Again, you're taking the trade on the assumption that there is going to be a successful retest, which there was, but it wasn't until it had done a big move. Then it came back and then it went up again. Okay, so there was a successful retest here. So all three methods, you would have made money on the trade. You would have made the most money by front running it, but the most risk because you would have had to put your stop loss in. The second way, you would have made the second most money because you would have made money going up here on the break. And again, you just put your stop loss under here and you trade the break and you don't worry about the retest. And the third way, you would have made the least amount of money, but was more conservative. You would have waited for the break, then you would have waited for the retest, and then you were gone. But certainly, you can wait for these retests on the 2 hour because you can see here you got the retest on the 2 hour here. You could have traded a retest off the 2 hour. Again, you could have entered the trade here. You could have entered the trade here on the break, or you could have entered the trade here on the retest, and we'll show it also on the 1 hour here. You could have entered the trade here before, so front running it. So front run, you could enter the trade on the break here, or you could have entered the break on the retest just a few hours later. Okay, successful retest, off we go. So those are the three places to enter. There's no right or wrong as long as you're setting stop losses to protect the trade. You know, somebody mentioned in the Discord yesterday that they missed the retest, but you could just trade the break. Trade the break, put the stop loss below. Front run it and believe that it's going to break at some point, or it's looking bullish quite here. We're hugging the trend line there, break above it, and again, put your stop loss and you're off to the races. Or again, and there's no guarantee. You could like, oh, I missed this trade and I'm waiting for the retest, and then there's no retest and down we go, and you miss that whole trade. So sometimes trading the break is not a bad idea as long as you put your stop loss. Okay, I always share the most conservative retest, but certainly those are the other ways that you could look to trade that. So we go back to the daily time frame here. So what are we looking at here for Bitcoin? Very simply, we're looking at this. We're looking to see if we can hold above this trend line here and then break this above trend line here above 68,500. Ultimately, I showed you on yesterday's video, what we want to get above is this wick here, which is at about 70,000. So 70,100 is the area to make a higher high on the larger macro level here. We could, as we zoom out, this is the one. Now we are making high highs here, 1, 2, 3, but it's this one here that I identify that we need to take out this candle here. And if we take out this candle here, I think we're going to, and retest the support, then we can be off to the races to a new all-time high. So those are the three levels I'm looking. I'm just going to recap them here. The level we're at right now, which could be an entry. You might want an entry here. Make sure you put a stop loss. Don't want to wait for a successful retest. Just put the entry there. If we break down below it, you might want to front run it and trade on the break. But these lines are getting very close, and soon this is going to be the same level over here at about 68,000. The second level I'm looking at 68,500, and the third level to the upside I'm looking at 70,100. To the downside, if we break below this and then retest the other way and hit our heads on that, Bitcoin hit its head on that as resistance, then I think coming down to at least the 63K level, the 200 simple moving average is at 63,300. And then we've also got 63,900 there. So that would be the area of support for if we were to lose that level. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the show today. As always, until the next episode, which is in a few hours, the altcoin show, happy trading.